All right, all right, all right. We're back. Welcome to the Tuesday night principled Chiro broadcast from DE and Band of Brothers. I'm Dr. Brian Moriarty, your co-MC for tonight. With who is this?
Me.
Who are you?
Emma.
Emma? What's your name?
Emma.
What's your last name?
Moriarty.
Correct. And how old are you?
4.5.
And what do you want to say on this broadcast?
I love DE the best.
You love DE and it's the best? Oh, that's awesome. I think we love DE together.
Yes.
And look, someone wrote, "Hi, Emma." You want to say hi back?
Hi.
You guys got to realize that Emma every night asks me, "Is tonight the DE call? Is tonight the day I can be on there?" Right?
Yes.
And it finally is here. The DE call, you're here. Are you going to help me introduce Vin?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Someone wrote, "Emma rocks." Someone thinks you rock. How great is that? Are you sure you're only 4.5?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you coming to DE?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes.
You know, this DE is coming up in less than a month, guys. Less than a month away, like 3.5 weeks away. April 13th through the 16th. Sarasota, Florida. There it is. April 13th, 16th. Not far away at all, guys. Then we go to Atlanta, end of July. Back in Atlanta, end of October. And boom, Clearwater, beautiful Clearwater in January 18th to the 21st. If you have not registered, go to lifede.com and get registered and come visit Emma at DE. Now, this is a very special DE, Emma. Did you know why? Because at Sarasota DE, normally there's no kids DE, but this time we've got it. There it is. Kids DE is back. There's also going to be a cocktail hour for our wonderful CAs, so bring your CAs. And then there's also going to be a gathering. We're calling it Innate Mates, where we kind of connect couples in case one of them is not a chiropractor. And it's going to be some special things coming to this DE there. So kids DE, very rare in Sarasota. So we have someone to babysit you. Isn't that great? So you don't have to make all this noise in the back of the room and bother Dr. Umber. Dr. Umber does not like when the kids are very loud in the back of the room. Yes. Oh, my wife said stop it. Okay, I'll stop it. So anyway, bring your bathing suit. Yeah, we're going to be hanging out in the pool. Very special DE,
I
guys.
love pools.
Yeah. Thank God you. All right. Enough with the insults here, DE. All right. All right. Let's get this going. What do you say? Let's get to our speaker tonight, okay? But real quick about the DE, hotels are gone. If you need a hotel room, please contact Kat. The room block is up, but there is a wait list. So if you have not gotten a hotel, make arrangements on your own or contact Kat to get on a wait list. But you can still sign up. We'd love to see you in Sarasota, DE. Okay, for tonight, guys, this is one of the young guns here, all right? He's from Florida, all right, big FCS guy. He teaches for us at the Florida Chiropractic Society many times, just taught for us a few weeks ago here in Fort Lauderdale, crushed it, pediatric chiropractic, amazing talk. This is one of these young power couples. Vincent and Bridget Farrar are rising stars in the chiropractic profession, guys. Bridget, his wife, is on our FCS board. She's doing amazing things. And Vinny will hopefully tell you about this, but he has been coming to DE since 2015 when he was a student, graduated in 2017 from Logan, and guess what, Emma? He met his wife at DE. At his first DE, he met his wife. So he came to DE, just like Megan and Rando, and found his wife waiting for him at DE. And now they have all these kids and a wonderful life. Don't cover my mouth. And this guy's really just on the rise. I think the world of the Farrars. And Vinny is going to be teaching at this DE. And his wife is making her DE debut on Sunday morning. So really just amazing people, guys. So I think you're going to be very impressed. He just got done with a dinner with the doc talk, just building up his practice. Takes time out to do the Tuesday night call with us. So from Jacksonville, Florida, guys, give it up for Dr. Vincent Farrar. Take it away, Vinny. Love and appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Brian. Yeah, DE has been such a vital part of our success as a couple, as a practice here in Jacksonville, Florida. Like Dr. Brian just said, I'm standing outside of our dinner with the doc. I had to scoot out after we talked to be able to be on the call. Like Dr. Brian said, he set me up with a softball here at our first. So in school. I went to the Missouri State Chiropractors Association meeting, and at that meeting, Dr. Neil Cohen was speaking. And so I went to Logan, not a principal school, obviously, and obviously he's working at Sherman, and he's talking. I'm like, what is this message that this guy saying? It's like, this is the chiropractic that I thought I was getting into, and I was like, gosh, I have to go to Sherman. And so there's a group of 5 of us who were there, and we go up and harass Neil after. It's like, gosh, how do we transfer to Sherman? Like, Logan is terrible. What do we need to do to be able to get to your school? And Neil said, and I remember it like it was yesterday, he's like, you don't need to come to Sherman. You need to bring that light to Logan. And that was a hugely powerful message. And he's also like, if you guys love this, you guys need to get to the DE intensive. We went to that in Kansas City, out in Dr. Andy Harding's hometown. And he was like, and then at that DE, Dr. Andy was like, if you guys love this, you need to get to Atlanta. And so sure enough, in July of 2015, I went to Atlanta, and that is, like Dr. Brian said, that's where I met my wife, Bridget, at the student night. She, if you guys know who she is, she's amazing. She is an absolute rock star, and she, like Dr. Brian said, she's on the board now. She's absolutely amazing. So if you guys don't know her, you should introduce yourself to her at DE. I mean, she is absolutely amazing. And at that student night, she just started, everybody is sitting in these chairs around the stage, and she stands up on stage and just starts talking. She talks for 15 minutes. I'm like, gosh, who is this girl? And then we started talking, and then a year later, 4 months later, we got engaged. A year later, we got married. Now we have 2 kids. We got our practice. And so DE has just blessed us so abundantly, not only in chiropractic, but also for our family. And so I'm super thankful for DE and for everybody that runs it and all the efforts that people put in to keep up Dr. Sid's legacy. And really what I wanted to talk about tonight was part of this, and part of what we were doing at our dinner is just the importance that chiropractic has right now in society and what craziness is going on. Because in our world, and like Dr. Brian said, I just taught in pediatrics, so this is fresh in my mind. It's absolutely insane what's happening with the kids of this world. I'm sure most of you know what happened with the World Health Organization and how they changed the developmental guidelines for kids and push everything back. And what I taught at the weekend, and what makes us super relevant as chiropractors in this world, is that the World Health Organization has realized that in the last 20 or so years, all the stuff that they've been doing has been making our kids sicker and sicker and sicker. And in this world, we have to be the answer, because without us, then these kids, the society just doesn't stand a chance, because everybody is teaching all this outside-in stuff, and we are the only people who are preaching this message like, your body is enough. All we have to do is remove the interference. God made you perfectly. We just need to remove the interference that's not allowing that intelligence to express itself at 100%. And that's going to allow your body to be amazing and to do all the things that you want to do. And that's the same thing we just preached at this dinner. We're just like, we know that this world is organized, that everything has a place, the tides, the sun, everything has organization. In order for that organization to be there, there has to be an organizer. That organizer is still running everything in your body. If that organizer can do everything it's supposed to do, you're going to have the best chance at functioning at your 100% potential, as long as there's no interference to that. And that's what we do. And there was a study that we quoted, and the study was from 1994, talking about Medicare patients. And in 1994, the average Medicare patient paid $10,000 in healthcare. The research article found that if they were under maintenance chiropractic care, so chiropractic care just for the sake of getting adjusted, for the sake of getting a clear and communicating nervous system, their average healthcare cost was $3,000. So a third of the cost of care, and that's in our senior citizens, a third of the cost of care per person. And so we've got money problems, we've got healthcare problems in this country. There's so many things going on. chiropractic care can obviously have such a huge impact on that. And I think the one of the things that's been on my heart recently is what do we need to do to help chiropractors be as successful as they possibly can be? Because like Dr. Brian said, because my wife is now on the Florida board, getting some insight as to some of the things that we're working on. But one of the things that we talk about all the time is chiropractic cannot be successful if we don't have money to support what chiropractic is trying to do. And so what do we need to do to help chiropractors be as successful as possible? And I think really it boils down to removing that subluxation, just like we talk about in our office, just like we just had this dinner talking to people that your health and your body working 100% is your innate God-given right. Like your God-given right is for your body to work at 100%, as long as there's nothing interfering with that. And so if our practices are not where we want them to be, what is the thing that's interfering with them that's not allowing our practices to be 100% successful? And I think, and I was talking to my brother in preparation for this, he's a student at Sherman in his last year now, and he's like, talk about slipping and checking. And one of the things that we are, because we are in so many different groups, we talk to so many different people, talk to a bunch of students, it's just like the thing that we see that helps students stay on track and be successful is having people in their lives that can hold them accountable to the things that they want to do. Because when you get out into the world and you're like, gosh, my practice is going to be absolutely amazing, and things don't go the way that you want them to go, just like in our practice, we opened up in 2017, things were going well. We had our baby in 2018, and then the practice dips, and then we pick the practice back up, then we have another baby, and then a pandemic hits and it drops back down. But the thing that we know that what we always do is we just need to resonate with the principle. The more that we meditate on the principle, the more that we just get ourselves out of the way, which there's nobody who teaches how to do that better than DE. Just being in that room, being able to experience what innate driven people are like, being able to see that firsthand and being able to take that back home and emulate it, and then just let the success that God has given us, the amazingness that God has put in our bodies, is the same thing we need to do in our practices, to just get ourselves out of the way so then God can just work through us and allow us to serve his people. We were at a conference one week, probably last year, and one of the chiropractors there was talking about the Our Father, and he said, if you hear the words of the Our Father, it says, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. He said, on earth as it is in heaven. And then he said, do we think that there are drugs and surgeries in heaven? Do we think that God wants people to be sick and suffering? And so who are going to be the people in this healthcare sphere? Who are going to be the people that bring heaven down to earth? There's not going to be anybody who does it but us. With all the craziness happening in the world, with all the madness that's happening in politics and healthcare and all the stuff, regardless of what's happening in the world outside, what we know and what we want to build is our office to be a safe haven for the people in our community, to get the above down inside out message, to know that their bodies are made innately by God to be functioning at 100%, regardless of what's happening in the world around you. Your body should be functioning optimally in that environment. And there's nobody else who's going to be telling that message. There's nobody else that's going to be able to deliver that. There's no nutraceuticals that can do it. There's no laser that can do it. The only thing that can do it is us being free and clear to adjust them, to remove that interference, to allow their bodies to express themselves at 100%. And when that happens, things change. I mean, the stories that we get to hear of kids being able to speak for the first time, kids being able, like we've got this girl who's 13 years old. She's got autism, and I think she is one of the best expressions of what chiropractic can do for somebody, because she's nonverbal. She has a pacifier in her mouth. She's chewing on that all the time. She's never said anything to me, but she said, her mom says that when she comes to our office, she is so peaceful. She comes in, her appointment's at 3:00. We open at 3:00. So she usually comes at 2:30. She says, if we're taking her anywhere else and she has to sit in the car for a half hour, she is going to be destroying things. She's going to be so restless. She's just going to be constantly agitated. And there's no way that the doctor appointment is going to be able to do anything, because she's going to be just constantly stressed and constantly just trying to move and get out of there. And she says, when she comes to our office, she just sits in the car patiently. When she walks in the office, she walks into the office, she lays down on the table, and she's just peaceful. And she is the perfect expression of what it looks like when your nervous system is free and clear, because she knows, regardless of what she can speak, whatever comes out of her mouth, her body knows that when she's free and clear, her body works at 100%. Her mom said, there's no way we're ever going to stop doing this, because how she acts, she does not act this way anywhere else. She is just so peaceful in your office. It doesn't even make sense to me. She came in today. She had just, I think she tripped over something and she fell and she broke a bone in her hand. And and I was scoping her. We do Gonstead, and so I was scoping her, and C5 showed up, and her mom was like, "Gosh, that's a new spot for her. I don't think you ever adjusted that." And I said, "Yeah, you're right. We've never adjusted that, but not coincidentally, that's the nerve power that goes right to the hand, the part of her hand that broke, that her body is trying to heal." And her mind was absolutely blown. I was like, she's like, "This is just so cool what you guys get to do, that you get to be our sounding board. You get to tell me what's happening with my daughter because she can't communicate. You get to tell me exactly what's happening. You get to help her live her best life. Regardless of what her potential is, she's going to reach as close to 100% of that because her nervous system is free and clear and communicating." And so just to wrap this up, again, I'm so thankful for DE. I'm so thankful for what chiropractic has done for me. And if you guys if you need to get recharged, if you need to get back on fire for chiropractic, come to this DE, because that's what DE does. Like the stories that came out of last DE are absolutely insane. Every DE, there's so much transformation that happens, but there's no other room in chiropractic like DE. There's no other feeling that you get when you walk into a room where it's just like, gosh, there's just a presence here that is not in any other room. And so if you need to be recharged, if you need to get your practice jump started, if you need to get your life jump started, come to DE and get your life changed. I love and appreciate you guys.
Am I done? Damn, Vinny. Breathing fire over there, buddy. Wow.
Yeah.
I was blown away, my friend. That was an awesome talk. And I hope everybody listening really enjoyed that message. If you did, let's get some likes, some comments in there. Tell Vinny what you thought about that talk. But I tell you, that was a home run for me. Quick, to the point, and you just brought the thunder, man. So thank you so much for that awesome, awesome message, Vinny.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, that will close it out. If you want to see more of Vincent Farrar, he'll be teaching at DE. What is it? Are you Friday morning, Vinny?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, 8 a.m. So Saturday, 8 a.m. If you want to hear more about him, he's a great pediatric chiropractor. Phenomenal. So you definitely want to check that out, guys. So anyway, that'll close it out for our Tuesday night Principal Chiro broadcast from DE. We will see you guys next week. Next week, we got the Florida Chiropractic Society Vice President, Dr. Josh Freemeyer, is going to be our speaker. So you don't want to miss that, guys. Have an awesome week, and get registered if you haven't. Get to DE. We'll see you guys there. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.